guys, how's it going? So today I have just been out hiking around scouting for squirrel and other animal signs, and I thought it would be a good opportunity for me to show you guys this here pack loadout. This is a Tasmanian Tiger Tack Pack 28 liter. It's one of their modular type bags, and then that paired with my Vulcan titanium Canteen mess kit, and then I'm just running with the Vertex 12 gauge GPS pump action shotgun. So obviously one of the first things you'll notice on the bottom here, this is a ISO mat. This one in particular is a surplus USMC mat that I just got from Misty Mountain Supply up in Canada. So this is its first, outing, even though tonight we're not going to be doing an overnighter. But if y'all are interested, I'll do an overnight with this exact loadout. Might even do a squirrel hunt, kill and cook. But I'm going to get this mat down so we have a place to lay the contents out on and give her a look. Now on the bottom here with the mat, what I did instead of using two cinch straps running through the loops on the bottom of the bag is I just run a cross configuration with one piece of paracord. So that has lots of uses, and then we also have just an extra rope roller on hand, and then we don't have to really completely undo that and loop it back through later. We can just loosen it enough to slide this out. Now, before jumping into it real quick, we'll talk about what this pack is kind of put together for and to be used for and what I use it for. This is a type of loadout that I consider to be, more on the lighter weight side, but still has more than enough gear in it to where you could comfortably spend a day or more in the woods. I mean, you could really take and subsist with, having a shotgun to procure food for multiple weeks and be fine. First, talk about everything that is outside of the pack, starting with our Canteen and Canteen pouch. So this right here is what I believe is just over a liter. I think it's 1,100 milliliters, but titanium Vulcan Canteen. Then inside, I took out the smaller pan slash cup that attaches to the bottom of the Canteen cup. But here I have my DIY insulated cozy, because right now with it being winter, it just helps keep your drink hotter longer. And then at the very bottom of the pouch, we have the Canteen cup lid. And that gives the pouch itself some really nice rigidity, keeping that at the bottom, and it makes it easier to get your cup and everything in and out. And then this cup itself is 750 milliliters. Okay, and then with the pouch, it has this front pocket and then this side pocket. In the side pocket, I have got 3 instant coffees. This is Alpine Start, and then the electrolytes that I got in here right now is Mountain Ops Hydration. So just electrolytes, and then being able to have a nice hot cup of coffee. Going into the front, I've got my Hydrop water filter, and then one of their 1 liter Stow water bottle bags. This can screw on there. I can fill up my Canteen nice and quick, but also I've got a 2 liter Hydrop hydration bladder in this. With this being a scout kit, you want to be on the move as much as possible. So that's 3 liters of water total right off the start. And then I also have water purification tablets in this kit. Those are in the pack. And I can, just fill up this Canteen, drop a water purification tablet in it, and it be doing its thing while we're going. And then also too, I have the ability to store water in this bag and carry it along with me. So a grand total of 4 liters of water can be transported at one time. On the outside of the bag, over on what is our left side when wearing the pack, I keep, this is a Rhino Rescue IFAK. With it, we have a tourniquet, elastic onto the bottom there, your standard stuff, compressed gauze, a 4-inch Israeli bandage, and then I took and added in a thing of Quick Clot. This just helps complement the medical supplies that I carry on my person. In my left cargo pocket, I have a rat's tourniquet, a 6-inch Israeli bandage, another thing of Quick Clot, and compressed gauze. So, you know, it's a total of 2 tourniquets. We got 2 Israeli bandages, 2 things of compressed gauze, and double up on the Quick Clot. So with that, you should be able to deal with anything you would, you know, incur in the wilderness in terms of like a recreational even or hunting accident. Coming over to the opposite side, I'm just going to unbuckle this. So here I have a Stat Gear knife. This is another multifunctional item. On the outside of the sheath, we have got what can be a rope cutter or seatbelt cutter, but you know, for outdoor use, that would just be a nice little handy way to quickly cut a section of paracord. Right here we have a ferro rod that is really in there with retention, so that is a backup ferro rod. Got a little bit of extra cordage with this buckle here that is in place just to kind of keep this from dangling and flopping around, you know, if you was wearing this on your hip. Got a hard little glass breaker there. Then a really cool thing that I always like to see is on the back of this, there is a fine grit, or probably about a medium grit, sharpening stone to, you know, just keep your blade, keep the edge on your blade. And then here we have the knife itself, which I have been field testing quite a bit. The blade is coated, been holding its edge very well. And then one thing that is pretty unique to this knife, like, so where it's coated, they have took and pre-filed down this spine area so that you can use it to strike ferro rods, and it does throw sparks, you know, very well. And this is the first knife I've seen with a coated blade where they've had the forethought to go ahead and, you know, make 90-degree spine section for, you know, striking ferro rods. So all in all, I really like this knife. It seems, you know, very good quality, especially for the price tag that it has. So just been carrying that around and testing it out. And then right here, through some of the MOLLE webbing, I have a Ravivon titanium carabiner. They make really good EDC gear. This is the U4 Pro Plus, in case you want to look it up. One nifty thing about this, and like one reason I like it as a EDC type carabiner, is it has a built-in blade which locks in place and is changeable and removable, so kind of like an X-Acto knife there. Good for opening packages and stuff. And then on the opposite side, it has a locking miniature Phillips head that you can pull out and then reverse to a flathead. So just a really cool EDC type tool. And with the carabiner, I've had lots of carabiners break, so that's why I like to go with titanium carabiners, because these have never let me down. There's also one of Ravivon's glow-in-the-dark lanyard doojigs here. So with this being on the outside of the pack, the sun will charge it up, and you could clip this onto anything once night falls so that it would be easier to locate. And then I got my pair of TA Camo leather gloves, still using and abusing these bad boys. So those just hang out on the outside of the pack if they're not attached to my pants. And then that is everything on the outside of the pack, because this thing doesn't have any exterior pockets. It does have MOLLE webbing along the side if you want to attach any smaller pouches or attach any pouches to the MOLLE's front panel here. Now let's take a dive into our front pouch. So up front here, this whole area is its own individual pocket. And it's got this whole section right here at the top where it leads into. So I just have a combat survival tin, like the tin itself. This is the one that I had field tested, so I took some stuff out, put some of my own stuff in there, but got extra water purification tablets, the whistle, signal mirror, still got that tea light candle, fishing kit, some extra sewing items, a few fuel tabs, some fire plugs, just a couple redundancies in there, and I think the wire saw is still in theirs. So Okay, going in right here at the top for easy access. This is something that might be stored on my person. So I do have one of these in my pocket right now, but these are nose slaps. This is smelling salts. If you're, you know, in the weightlifting community, I'm sure you're familiar with these. But smelling salts, like, they're completely safe. You know, just don't go around snorting them every 2 minutes. But it's just a really good way to give yourself a boost of alertness and energy, which can come in really handy if you're trying to just push an extra distance, or you know, it's late or it's really early, and you know, you just need to keep your nervous system on edge. So I really like these. These are pre-mixed, so you don't have to add water. That's another reason why I like you know, these two in this form factor. Okay, for scouting, this is another thing that would be getting put in one of my jacket pockets immediately while I'm hiking around looking. But this is a Maven monocular. Really, really, really nice. I mean, I gotta take and tie that thing back off so I don't lose this cap. But yeah, this is just a very, very high-end weatherproof monocular that has just crystal clear quality in the image that you get. Like right now, everything's gonna be too close anyways. But just a good way to identify things at a distance, and for squirrel hunting reasons. I've been using this to just inspect squirrel tree nests and just check, see if they're active, see if they look, you know, like they're being maintained, or if it's like a really old one from last year. This just helps with that. So we got our monocular. Okay, here we have ourselves a thing of combat wipes, biodegradable. Use them cleaning yourself, use them for going number 2. Keeping with the whole going number 2 deal, I've got a near zero titanium trowel in here. This one is a very thick, robust titanium, so it's really good for cutting a stick to make a handle if you need to do some more intense digging. You know, it's also good for digging fire pits and things of that nature. Yep. And then the last things that I have in this front pocket is the stuff for a shelter system, and that is 3 25-foot long hanks of this. This isn't paracord, but it's a pretty, I would say it's probably got like 125 pound brake strength, somewhere in that area. But it's the same diameter as paracord, and I've got my rope rollers attached. That just makes putting up a shelter quick and easy. And yeah, that is everything in our front pocket there. So now moving on to our main compartment. This bag can zip down all the way so that you can open it up, and that's part of this thing's modular design, because on this inside panel you have 2 small zippered pockets and then a envelope size and style pocket with some Velcro. And so just real quick, when I got this panel open, this upper panel, I just put in one of these high calorie dense survival biscuit type bars just to have as a snack. I've got 2 large Bravo Sierra antibacterial body wipes. In the upper left small pocket, I got my Cyan Sky HS6R headlight with a red light. And in the envelope style pocket, I've got a Titan Survival extra large emergency space blanket. You guys know these are hands down my favorite, really the only space blankets that I use. This is an Outdoor Element ferro rod. I actually forgot that was in there. But inside here, there's a fire tender and a waterproof seal. It's got a whistle. So another whistle, and then thick ferro rod. So then here, this is something that can potentially be outside the pack on my belt or strapped to the outside of the pack. This is a TA Camo foraging pouch, like a wax canvas foraging pouch. So that opens up pretty substantially, and you see how like small it folds down to. So if I come across like a dead birch tree with like fresh bark, or like a recently fallen birch tree, then I could collect that. Dry yellow poplar bark, really just anything. You could collect wild edibles or medicinal plants. But it's just nice having a container that you could put potentially messy items into and bring along with you. Jumping into the real meat and potatoes of the bag. At the very top here, I have got my 6 a.m. Outdoors ultralight tarp. This is the smaller of the two that I have, but this thing is still, like it's very, very large, and it's slightly more of a rectangular shape, so it's kind of like, you know, for the comparison, like a basha, but it's bigger than like a standard basha. And in this case, I did not bring along a poncho, because this tarp can easily be, you know, fashioned into a poncho, and then, you know, it's just a much larger shelter than trying to use a poncho as a shelter. And then any type of clothing that I wear, as far as jackets and stuff go during fall and winter, always will, you know, either be waterproof or have a very high water resistance rating. Just like this one, it's got a good DWR coating on it, and it's Kadura, so good there. Then for an extra warming layer, this right here is my Sky Goat zip up fleece hoodie. I've found this year testing out these Sky Goat hoodies. I've got one that's a pullover, and then I've got the zip up one, and then I've got one of their beanies and a set of their mittens. As far as weight to warmth ratio goes with fleece products that I've used, this one is at the top of the list. I love my bearskin hoodie. It's just very, very bulky. And it's something I consider more of just an outerwear, where this is a dedicated mid layer, even a base layer. Because if you wear this against your skin, it does a very good job at wicking moisture away. But for the size of this bag and all the stuff that I need to include in this kit, this was the best mid layer that I feel I could go with, aside from putting in like a puffy jacket of some kind, because I still wanted something that was a bit more robust than an ultralight, you know, down jacket. Here along the side is a set of titanium tent stakes from Silver Ant. You know, I've been using these things now, I think going on a year. They got a lot of mud and crusty garbage on them. I also have two more rope rollers at the bottom of that. One thing it's really obvious to see, right here I have two Ready-Wise freeze-dried meals. This right here is like a morning type deal, or just to have as a dessert. It's apple cinnamon cereal. Really nice, you know, with it being winter, to take and pour this up and just have a hot apple and cinnamon cereal. Then getting into the more calorie dense things, I've got this main, which is lasagna with, what does that say? With Mountain Summit sausage. I've had this one. This meal is very good. Super lightweight, and then being in the mountains, I have, you know, it doesn't take no time to run across streams, and I know where most of them are at. So looking at food, this is Vault Can's newest lunchbox style mess tin. I've already had it over the fire a couple of times, but it has a gasket in it, so whatever's in here stays waterproof. Just remember, don't cook with the lid on unless you remove the gasket and put it back in. Just know that that is a pain. Here I have a range meal bar, so you know this can obviously be eaten without any water. You don't need water to rehydrate it, but it's 700 calories. These are super dense and really the best meal bars that you can get on the market in terms of size and calories. And plus they don't taste that bad. And then squeezed in here, I have another main. This is teriyaki chicken and rice. And then in here is my Outdoor Element cleaning kit. It's just a soft sponge, a more coarse sponge, and then a microfiber towel. And that's what I keep to you know, keep my pans and everything clean. This elastic corner pouch here, I always carry fire plugs, a ferro rod, and a lighter on my person. But here is a sliding fire tin with some more fire plugs, a piece of waxed jute twine, and then a very thick ferro rod. Again, just redundancies. And then here is this really cool gadget. And so I've got a couple of these, not had a chance to test them out, but we're supposed to be getting some rainy weather here soon, so we're going to do an overnighter and test one of these out. But this is the Ultimate Match by Enola Gay, which a lot of you probably know them. They make really high-end smoke, like pull pin smoke grenades. But yeah, so you just pull this pin and you get like a super intense torch-like flame for I think 20 seconds, and then it goes on to burn for around 90 seconds. So this would be really, really great in very wet conditions, or if you don't have much experience or skill when it comes to fire making. It would also be a great thing to have on hand is if you built a dedicated signal fire in an area to where you could have one of these to pull and then get that going immediately. So stuck that in there for this kit. Thought that would be a neat thing and a good fit. Okay, along the edges here I have my Cuvic alcohol stove. I've used this you know, dozens and dozens of times, and then a Cuvic titanium flask, 8-ounce flask with 91% isopropyl alcohol. So you got that for fire making. It's good for disinfecting wounds to help, you know, battle any potential infections. So medical use, and to warm up your food if you're in a situation where you can't start a fire, or you just want to stop and have yourself a cup of coffee real quick. This is in a CAMPCRAFT outdoor wax canvas bag. This is just sewing kit, roll of duct tape, charging cable, my split apart electric hand warmer, which could be used to warm your shelter in, like warm your sleeping bag or yourself in an emergency. And then I've got a, what I believe is a 20,000 milliamp hour battery. And then I've got an extra no-sew patch in there. So repairs, warmth, all that good old stuff. And at the bottom, I have got my Vertex Arizona Bag. So, you know, this is a winter setup. And this is a setup that is, you're going out with the idea that you're more than likely going to be spending the night, if not going into multiple days. So you do need a insulation layer to sleep in. And we do know that from, you know, our past few outings that we have done with this Arizona bag, that one night, still wearing all of our warm clothing, we pushed this bag down into the 20s, even though this is more of a spring bag. I think this thing would be too warm in the summer months, unless you have a night where it's getting down into the, you know, the low 50s. I'd say after that, I'd probably be sweating. But the nice thing about this bag is it has a zip-in face bug net, so no mosquitoes, but also no crawling insects or anything can get to you. So that's a peace of mind that you'll have, and makes sleeping out, you know, that much easier and enjoyable. But then you take and combine this with like our Sky Goat, and then if you really needed to, you keep on your main outer jacket, and you're easily good. Like, I'm easily good and comfortable with that in this thing down to, you know, freezing and right below probably. But then if you started dipping into to them really low temperatures and all you had was these layers, that's when I could take and pull out my electric hand warmer, take off one piece, put it on low, throw it in the bag, and, you know, be fine, probably down to, like, it cooked me out of the bag. So there is that. Really the last thing is our water bladder. And I know I mentioned it, but this is my Hydrop water bladder. So it's just got like the quick connects, 2 liters, sliding top, so it's got a wide mouth on it, so it's really easy to fill and to clean when necessary. But as I said, the really nice thing is if I wanted to move quick, I could take and I've got the adapter in one of those pouches, but there's an adapter that clicks into place here. I can then put the filter on the bladder, and then the hose will snap into place on to the filter, and then you can just drink dirty water straight from here. But as of right now, I'm just like wanting to keep this as a you know, a clean water bag. And yeah, guys, that is everything in our kit other than my EDC. But if you want to see what I always carry in my pockets, just go check out my Smock survival kit video, because I show my pocket survival kit up close and in detail in that video. And yeah, guys, that right there is everything laid out. So quite a bit of gear inside of a 28-liter pack. And then, you know, still just got the shotgun chilling over there. Well, guys, that is going to do it for this one. If you are interested in any of the gear that I've showed you today, or including the clothing that I am wearing, check the description box down below the video, because I will link to everything. As far as I know, everything in front of you is available to purchase on the old internet. Really appreciate y'all taking time to watch the video. Please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you are subscribed, make sure that you have clicked on that notification bell so that YouTube will notify you whenever I post a video, and you can be amongst the first few looking balls to gaze upon it. And then if you have any questions, thoughts, opinions, feel free to throw them down in the comments section, and I will check them out there. So yeah, with all that said, until the next one, guys, adios.